Good afternoon, aviators. Welcome back to the channel. So today, before we hop into the sweet video footage of landing at Mammoth Airport, we're going to hop into the chart and look at some information we may need if you're ever going to attempt to actually land at Mammoth. So looking right here at ForeFlight, we can see we have on the chart Mammoth Airport. Some information we're going to need to know is the radio frequencies. The AWOS to get the weather is going to be on 118.05, and then we're going to be using the Common Traffic Advisory on 122.8. Now we're going to be using the Common Traffic Advisory because this is an untowered airport. You can tell that because of the color of the airport. It's magenta and not blue. The magenta color indicates that it's a pilot-controlled airport, while if it is an airport that is a towered airport, something like Montgomery-Gibbs, it'll be in blue. Another thing that might be interesting to note, the circle's telling us it is a hard surface runway between 1,500 and 8,069 feet. I know that is a random number. You can just probably keep in mind 8,000 feet if you want. And we can corroborate that information from a few different places. Looking back up here at the information that is under the name of the airport, you can see the 70 here. The 70 is going to indicate that the longest hard surface runway here is 7,000 feet. If you weren't sure what that 70 meant, since we're in ForeFlight fortunately, you can get that from the chart, or you can also click on runways and we can see that in fact all agrees with the runway 927 being 7,000 feet and 100 feet wide. A few more things that we can pull from the chart. We can see that there's little tabs here. The tabs are going to indicate there's fuel available at the airport, and there is a star here indicating that there is a rotating beacon. Another very important piece of information we need to know along with the runways, which we're looking at runway 27, which is going to be pointing westwards, or with a 270 heading, and runway 9, that is going to be pointing eastwards with a 90 heading. We can see that runway 27 is right pattern, and that should intuitively make lots of sense, because if you think of how this airport is laid out, and you'll see this in the footage, there's mountains all on this side, while it remains relatively flat on the north side of the airport besides this small mountain chain here, but this will be quite clear. So that is just ultimately saying that the traffic pattern at this airport, you're going to want to stay on this side of the mountains, so that means you're going to be having a right pattern for runway 27, and if you were to take off 9, you would be flying a left traffic pattern. Today we're going to be flying over this mountain chain here, and then we're going to be entering a right downwind for runway 27. I'll write that out here. So this will be the right downwind for runway 27 here. As we fly along the downwind, we'll then make another right turn for this right traffic pattern to a right base for runway 27. And then we'll ultimately turn final for runway 27. Some important pieces of information that we might need to know is obviously what altitude to be flying at. We're going to be flying just above the mountains as high as we can at about 13,500 feet. Then we're going to start our descent, and we're going to descend to around 8,100 feet to enter the traffic pattern. We know it's going to be around 8,100 feet because we can see the airport elevation is at 7,135 feet. So add 1,000 feet onto that to get to the traffic pattern. So the traffic pattern is going to be at around 8,135 feet. The type of airspace we'll be in, so this is Class Echo airspace. So we can see by the segmented line here that this Class Echo airspace is going to extend from the surface all the way up to, but not including 18,000 feet MSL. Inner side of this magenta line here, of the fuzzy magenta line, is going to indicate that it is floor control at 700 feet. So ultimately, whenever we're in this magenta circle here, we're just going to want to know that it is Class E airspace, and then outside of it is Class G airspace. Okay, the last thing I want to point out is we have this nice big long runway here of 7,000 feet, but will that be enough for us? So looking over here in the POH for the Piper Aztec, we can determine our landing distances. There's a few key pieces of input we're going to need to determine our landing distances. For one, the density altitude. We know that this airfield is at 7,100 feet, but just to be conservative, let's just round way up and call that 8,000. So if that was the case, up here at 8,000, we're looking at this line right here, and this airplane is not fully loaded down, but it is very close. We have 6 passengers, and we have ski gear on us. I don't exactly remember what the weight and balance for this trip was, because this trip was a while ago, but let's just assume we are at max gross weight. So if that's the case, we're going to be at this 4940. And so if we look at this point right here and we drop it down, we're going to see we're going to need pretty much 2,000 feet of runway. and that's totally fine because we know we have 7,000 feet to use. Alright, well thanks for tuning in to the random information portion of this flight. Let's get into check out this beautiful footage.
There's Duck Lake.
Weather observation. 4-8 Zulu weather wind 270 at 3 below 1,200 temperature -7 Celsius. Dew point -15 altimeter 3010.
010. Roger. Nice, dead on. Thank you. It's out. Traffic, Aztec 419er is about 5 miles to the south, setting up for runway 27. We're in a left pattern actually for runway 27, left pattern for 27 Mammoth traffic. Traffic, Aztec 419er. Belay my last, we're 5 miles to the west. We're going to set up for a right pattern runway 27, Mammoth traffic.
Mammoth traffic, here's 205 Whiskey Hotel. We're going to begin our VFR descent momentarily out of 10,500, about 20 miles to the east. We're going to be straight in for 27.
I got a fit. Traffic Aztec 419er is right pattern 1127. We're in the right downwind. That's better now too. Concrete Aviation, Aztec 419er, you guys up?
Yeah, there's a concrete guard.
Copy that, 419er, we're coming in. If you guys got the rental car out on the tarmac, that'd be great.
okay on the ground.
Thank you. That's the way it's done, baby.
Oh yeah. And Hard Creek 205 Whiskey Hotel, how's the runway conditions there?
Looking clear up from up here, completely smooth.
Sounds good, thank you.
Good gear.
Great.
Serious flaps. Yep, just flaps now.
The heat off?
Oh yeah, you go ahead and kill that guy. Thanks for the reminder.
Rob.
Gear down 3. Yep. Nice wide turn.
Oh yeah.
Fuel pumps on, all that shit. I was gonna say, if you didn't have a hot tub, there's always the freaking hot springs.
Oh yeah.
Mammoth traffic is 205 Whiskey Hotel, descending out of 9,500 for straight in 27 and 199er, let us know when you're clear of the runway, please.
Copy that, we're short final, Wilco. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Welcome back, Aztec. If you follow the golf cart, I'll take you to parking.
Sounds good. What's up, Jordan? God, they suck.
Place have a courtesy car?
Yeah, I got it. Got that golf cart there.
Oh, that's it. 205 Whiskey Hotel, 5 mile final, descending out of 8,500 straight in 27.
Hey, copy that. We're off the runway 2.
How small that little. Ooh, look at that beach crab.
That's a pretty plane.
You got a birdie mouth there, girl.
Get ready to freeze your asses off.
Good job, Scotty. Great landing, man.